So in this video, as you can tell by the title, we're going to be talking about the new moon as we enter into Aquarius. We enter into Aquarius as of January 24th. This is where we're starting our new moon. And I thought that we would do some intention setting. I will show you my practice. And I will show you my practice, not the way that I would imagine it in the beautiful ideal world, but the way that I hope that you will take it and the way that I hope that somebody would teach me or showed me in the past. So just take it as you will. And if you're new to lunar cycles, we'll chat a little bit about what the new moon actually represents, why that's very special, so that you can kind of learn a little bit. Because if you're brand new and you have like no idea why this is important, I think that we should chat a little bit about it first. And I also think that we should understand what the energetic shifts, how they may impact you. I will leave a couple of links in the description so you can take a look at some of the resources that I think that you will find helpful. So and then after that, we'll just kind of walk through my own practice of how I'm looking at setting new intentions for this lunar cycle. So if that sounds good, then let's just dive right in. And if you are brand new, thank you so much for taking the time to connect with me here. I'm so glad that you are taking the time to actually share this space and time with me here. If you are new, consider subscribing. We usually chat a few times a week here on this channel, and we talk about spiritual practices. We talk about journaling and why that's important and why we need to become more intentional with how we manage our time and our energy. And we talk a little bit of everything when it comes to how to live a more consciously driven life. So if that sounds good, I think you're absolutely going to love it here. Without further ado, why don't we just dive right into the video and let's actually talk about what the new moon in Aquarius actually represents. So let's go. Okay, so new lunar cycle this is a big one, you guys. It's the first one of the decade. And I mean, you know, like the whole decade conversation is going to be rocking all year long. You already know this. This is nothing new. But this one is a special one because we're feeling the energetic shift on an individual level and also on a global level and also within our communities. So if you have been tuning in to the moon and you're sort of trying to understand what all of this means, then let's just break down the basics that I think is helpful without really trying to become an astrologer or trying to become something that we're not. You know what I mean? Or trying to read too much into things and then you get confused and then you have no idea what to do with that information. So the moon goes through 8 different phases. The more notable ones are the new moon and the full moon. The new moon is when the moon is between the sun and the earth and you're not able to see. There's no light that is being shed on the moon, which is why it's called the new moon. It's usually the beginning of a lunar cycle. And it also, on an energetic level, it represents a new beginning. But what's also very interesting with the new moon is that each month the moon enters into a new lunar cycle, and each month it embodies that zodiac archetype that it enters into. So in this month, it represents Aquarius. And if your sun sign is Aquarius, and that means that probably your birthday is going to be coming up within the next month. Happy birthday, happy early birthday, or happy birthday if you already, well, it starts as of right now. So basically just happy early birthday. I hope you're having a fantastic one. Okay, now energetically, what does Aquarius really stand for? Because it's not just those that are born within that zodiac sign that will feel the energetic shifts, it's all of us. However, those of us out there, and that includes myself as well, that are born in the sun sign of the Aquarius, you're going to feel this energetic shift a little bit more intensely because it is your actual birth month, if that makes sense. So Aquarius happens to be an air sign and it's very detached. So you may find that you have an easier time seeing the bigger picture, very revolutionary and very pioneering within your field and whatever you end up doing. You really like to lead and you like to sort of have unique ideas, extremely logical, very smart, strong intellect, I know I'm describing the perfect mate on Tinder. No, I'm just kidding. So basically, it's a symbol of a higher mind, but then you could also spark a social unity. And even though Aquariuses in general, they are very into the humanitarian movements and things like that, but at the same time, right now, based on all of the different tragedies that have gone on globally, right now the Aquarius energy, it's really asking us to connect deeper and create more unity, because we're also moving through Uranus. So all of these different energies, they will sort of impact us in a way where it could spark social unity, a sense of connectedness when we connect within our communities. But keep in mind that there's also a little bit of that naturally occurring rebellious nature that's within us, where we're questioning things and we really want to go against the grain. And when I read that, as I was doing some research, I so relate to this, because while I want to stay connected within a community and I want to be contributing to social change, at the same time, I also have that rebellious nature where I want to stand up for those that really can speak for themselves. So basically what you need to know is that, like, with these energies in mind, you may find that it's sort of like, okay, well, I'm feeling the shifts. Something is changing, but I'm not sure what to do with it. So this is the time of the month where you can, like, it's really it's time for introspection. It's time to kind of take a look at your actual intentions. If you haven't set one, this would be your perfect time to set one for the next lunar cycle. So it's a little bit different. This would be your opportunity to really start connecting back to your goals. But connect to your goals, not from a very logical, materialistic point of view, but connect to your goals of the direction that your intuition is pulling you towards. Because when you're doing a lot more inner work, then you're going to find that your intuition gets a lot louder and you're going to have a lot easier time tuning into that. So here's what I would like to show you, and I will bring you overhead in a mere moment. I would like you to take a moment and actually set up your environment. I don't just want to talk to you about what the lunar cycles are, what the different, the different phases are, how does all of that affect us on a global energetic level, but I really wanted you to take a look at how you're setting up your environment and what does setting intentions really look like for you. And I want you to define that for yourself rather than, and I will show you mine, but it's so much more important for you to understand how to set intentions for yourself than it is for you to constantly follow someone else that's showing you what to do. So the first suggestion that I have when it comes to setting intentions is, don't just sit down and jot down something random like, I want to lose 5 pounds. And maybe that's probably what it could be, one of your goals, and that's perfectly fine. But I want you to set the environment up before you do anything else. So have your favorite things around you. If you don't function well in a cluttered space, tidy up at least the space where you're going to be sitting down and writing down your intentions. All of these little things are so important, and it seems so minute at the moment as you're setting it up, but I'm telling you, it's very important because it places your mind, it places your emotions in a state where you can actually connect. Perhaps go to a yoga practice. This would be a perfect time for you to do some restorative yoga, where you really have the time to connect and contemplate what it is that your intuition is actually telling you to connect to. So before you sit down to actually write down your intentions, I would have your favorite journal ready, your favorite notebook, your favorite pen that you enjoy writing with. You can have your crystals, you can light up a candle. All of these little things, they make a big difference in how your body feels and your perception of that experience, which also means that you will likely have an easier time connecting to your intuition, and you'll have a lot more clarity around what is your intention for this lunar cycle. So use the energies of the moon. This would be a perfect time to do that. This would be a perfect time to do more meditation, more yoga, Perhaps you want to, it's just even just like moving your body so that all of those blood starts flowing, and also it will place your mind at a more at ease where you're not feeling so disconnected to what's truly important to you. I think that it's great when we can learn the how and why it's important to do these practices rather than just sitting down and doing them like it's a chore, like it's an obligation, because the energy behind, the intention behind how you're showing up to these practices, they really do matter. So this is all I wanted to share with you guys when it comes to that. I will bring you overhead in a mere moment and I will show you the notebook that I'm using, and then maybe we can journal a little bit together, but I will show you my setup of the candles, of what crystals I'm using and why they are important. And then you can that way set up your own. Okay, so funny thing is that I've been talking for about a minute and a half and nothing actually recorded. So let's try this again. So before we even get started with the setup, I wanted to kind of show you what I have going on and how I kind of like to use everything. So first thing is I usually make a cup of tea before I do any type of inner work. I think that it's very important. To me, it's very important that I have like a warm beverage, something that I enjoy. This one happens to be a rose tulsi tea. And then the next thing is I also light up my candle. This one is a 100% natural soy candle with wooden wicks, and I absolutely love them. The scent here is vetiver and suede. This one I happen to make on my own. And the other thing that I also love doing sometimes is to just light up Palo Santo. I also have usually just a shell so that it can kind of catch all the ashes. But the scent that this provides when you light it is just so beautiful. And I just light it up for just a couple of moments. But I find that when you take the time to set up everything the way that you want, between the things that are around you, the notebook that you're using, the pen that you're using, the scent that you're smelling, all of these different elements, they help you sort of getting to that mindset of just connecting, doing that inner work of connection. So if you have seen any of my planner videos, well, a couple of things to note. You know that at the very end of this is my Erin Condren hourly planner, and at the back of it, there are these hexagons. And the way that I was planning on using it, which I'm quite excited about, let's get you guys zoomed in for that. So the way that I'm planning on using it is basically just taking all of these hexagons and kind of dividing them into half so that I can just write in one word what my main intention is and then what I'm going to be releasing. And then I can list on the side like the 12 dates for both the full moon and the new moon. I thought that this would be like a really beautiful way to kind of get started with this lunar cycle. And in the back, it actually comes with some stickers that you can use. So I thought that maybe, I don't know if any of these would be big enough, or maybe we can try. No, I don't think it will be big enough, but now I totally found it. Okay, so hopefully, I think that this one has some of these larger. Does it? I think it does. Maybe it's the same size, I don't know. Part of me wants to try this. Yes, you know what we can do is just, you can use this clear. Okay, why don't we write in the intention first? Because all of these are clear hexagons, and I think we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Oh yeah, we have more than 12. It's cool. After some journaling, maybe we can write in our intention, and then after that I can put in that clear sticker. I think that that would look really pretty. But I wanted to really show you guys what it's like to actually set things up. Now, the other thing that I wanted to show you is this. right here. So this is basically just a wooden tray that I have, but I condensed all of the crystals that I wanted to take a look at, because I find that whenever I have the ability to like see the crystals, I can really connect to their energy. And there's some grounding stones, some stones that are here for abundance, and a few rose quartz, and sometimes some of these smaller tumbled pieces that I have. I really love setting intentions with them because then they become like a physical reminder. You can use like bracelets as well. I have used bracelets before. To me, it's a little bit challenging because I can't really wear too much jewelry. But so that's why I enjoy crystals in particular. But I mean, you know, you can also kind of see what you're drawn to, but like the colors are usually very mesmerizing to me. So having a physical something that represents energetically something positive for you is always a great thing, because in that way it just allows you to go deeper within that experience. You don't need to, I need to stress this, you don't need to have crystals in order for you to follow the moon or to set new moon intentions. To me, it helps me, but I mean, you need to do whatever works for you. So, and then the other thing that I wanted to show you as well is just have a notebook, like any notebook that you have, somewhere where you can write clearly. You love using the notebook, and it's not, you know, like just a piece of paper that you grabbed out of your kid's like duo tank. I'm a huge if you haven't noticed, I'm a huge stationery fan. So to me, like this is sort of like my base. And so what I like to do is I just kind of write down anything that's sort of coming up, what my actual intention is for this month. And then after that, I can sort of sum it up in one word, and then we can seal this, and we can also go through a meditation. And once all of that is done, then that would be basically it. You can also go through a yoga practice, as I mentioned a little bit earlier, but this would be sort of like my whole process when it comes to following the new moon. The main thing is to have something in writing so that you create that written contract with yourself, but when you take the time to actually create the environment where you can connect to it. So this is all I want to show you. Hope you found this helpful. This is all I wanted to share with you. I hope that you have enjoyed this and found this helpful. If you did, please let me know in the comments how you're setting up your new moon ritual, if you are doing one. And in the meanwhile, happy new moon, you guys. I hope you are enjoying yourself, and just keep connecting to the moon, guys, and just keep seeking. Don't ever stop seeking, because you're just so much more powerful than you think. And I will see you guys again in my next video. Bye.